was like, no, do that again.
Film video. Right, start again.
Hi, my name's Ashley.
I'm Ben.
And the question is, what makes a good coach or PT? Ben?
Personally, I think it starts at the coach. What my approach would be is just accepting the person for who they are. There's so much like trainers who sort of like judge, think I'm better than you because of this. I think, nah, let me just accept you exactly how you are. Where do you want to get to? And then let's start a conversation. So I think that's the ultimate thing, just acceptance of the person before you. What about yourself?
I think adaptation is key. Everyone's at different levels, at different points in their physical performance. So I would just literally look at how they move. For example, some people might not be able to pick something off the floor the way you do it. And so just adapting their exercises towards their needs. So yeah.
I think that's huge in it today because I know like my cross-section of clients, it's like so different. Like, oh, this is like in the 70s. Some people are really strong, and you've got to be, especially when you're studying personal training. I would train you, you train me. Then you get in the real world, and like some people are just in a different planet of what they can do or can't do. And it's not criticism; it's just like, but make sure you meet them where they are, not where you are. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it also like everyone's got different bone structures. So my limbs are completely different to your limbs. My hips are different to your hips. Ankles as well, mobility, the tibial, fibula, the short and long bone from your legs is completely different. So when you're doing a squat or a deadlift, the placement of your hips, the way you lean forward is going to be completely different in your spine. There's just so many factors. So just really adaptation is key.
And like I say, it's obviously the way you both operate, we're more worried about behavior change and getting that ultimate goal. So I think there you've got to be very forgiving and very patient with people. You know, people can't just demand change because I said change today. It might take 2 weeks, might take 2 months. So I think patience is a big key for a good coach.
Yeah, I think accountability, just leading on from that, accountability from the coach and from the actual client themselves. I think that helps for both people, from both sides. So it's a two-way street because, you know, it's a relationship that you're having. And somebody, the reason why they have a coach is to have report to someone, you know. Accountability, people look at it like, oh no, it's a terrible thing, but it's not a terrible thing. Accountability just means to, you know, report or just to say progress, like what I've done in the last 2 weeks. Is it the same? Have I moved on? Have I improved? And that's what it's about, really.
I think people miss that in training, the relationship, the accountability. You know, because I've got you've got coaches.
Yeah.
You don't realize quite how much you train harder when you've got someone there. Even if you're motivated, I'm always motivated to exercise. But when you've got a coach there, and he's not even shouting at you, just the fact you've got to report to him, you don't want to let yourself down there. People miss how important and powerful that is in making a difference.
Definitely. I mean, like when I've got a deadline, I've got to make it. When I've got a report back, it's a tool where I can look back and I've seen what I've achieved in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, in a month's time, in 3 months' time. Whereas if there's no one to report to, then I can be like, oh well, yeah, I can do it whenever I'm ready, or today I don't really feel like it. And so yeah, it makes a huge difference in your performance and what you're trying to achieve goal-wise. Yeah.
I think that links into obviously the rapport with the coach, because not all coaches, some coaches shout at me for no reason. I'm going to want to smash them in the face, But the point being is how they communicate. Is that coach right for you? Which is why you need to check out the person before you sign up, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, when I go to a coach, sometimes my personality is that I want someone that's really hard and disciplined with me. That's going to make me not get away with stuff. And some people might want like a softer coach, someone that might listen to them and understand them and see where they're coming from and meet them halfway. So it all depends on the individual. But having a good PT will see what type of person you are and adapt, their situation to you.
So what advice would you give to somebody who's looking for a coach in regards to finding a good coach?
I'd say meet up with them. I'd say sit down, meet up with them. Don't always go by what you see. Go down there, have a conversation with them, pick their brain and tell them what your struggle is. Like a lot of the time you go there and people are always thinking about, money, and they've got loads of things in their head, but sometimes the right person might just be around the corner. You never know. So
yeah, I think it's key to meet people, but also look at their track record. Have they got a track record of roughly what you are? If you're a 70-year-old person and you go to the local army guy, well, he might be very good, but he also might be a traditional local army guy. You know what I mean? So I think it's important that they fits your. As you say, if you meet up, you should be able to find that out.
Yeah, that's it. I think, yeah, pretty much covered it.
Well, if people looking for a coach, there's obviously myself, Big Ashley here.
Yo.
Otherwise, though, keep to it. We'll see you soon.
That was good. Now keep